If you follow the news, things are cooking up in pretty heart-wrenching ways on the surface of this planet. And if we are not careful, what will appear to be wise from here on out is often going to be the very thing that drives us from our centers. It has been 11 years since I began my training in action and contemplation, and only now am I truly beginning to understand the implications. The word alignment is being bandied about in all kinds of circles, and often the inclination is to chuckle at it, to feel a sense of cynicism. What would appear to be wisdom is that the only way you can show you know, for instance, that the climate is expressing herself in turbulent ways, is to be thrown off your alignment. Otherwise, you are a bypasser. But this is a trick. I am seeing amazing people on the ground around the world, channeling deep alignment and courageous care all at once. Let your heart ache, but don't let it dodge the download. You can do both. You can care, and you can dream beauty. There are bards on the ground who do not cease being bards, come what may. We have inherited a legacy we have forgotten. We are all people of the heartbeat. We have worked together in rhythm before, singing our way to what feasts and dreams may come. I am seeing peace and light workers unshakably keeping within, in spite of all evidence to the contrary, as war turbulence tries to throw us all off the deep invitation. To offer the eye of the needle of our hearts to bring beauty and creativity through here. Here. I call this the Christos Sophia channel. You may call it something else. Aligning from the crown of my head all the way through my root and my feet, out from my hands and resonating out of my voice. In this turbulent time, we are going to be told it is wisdom to forget that Einstein already walked the planet. We are going to be asked to choose the dualistic path of either utopia or dystopia, and we will be invited to judge, 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 in spite of the fact that someone else already walked the planet and said these sage words, because he recognized the web that we are. Judge not, lest ye be judged. We are going to be asked to forsake the idea that part of what evolution is the invitation to live with ahedaya, singleness of being. Because when we do, we are welcoming the overlap of the realms in our being. When we do this, we are remembering that if our doing is fueled only by this seen realm, we will be thrown off our center. And the more we are thrown off our center, the more turbulence you will see. Why? Because part of us is made from the unseen realm, and all the ideas we have about love and goodness and beauty have been downloaded from a concentric realm we have nearly abolished from our presence. The danger here is that we ultimately exchange sentience for frenetic action. This is why I have become an alchemist for the West. In essence, we are going offline, and have been going offline for a long time, for a bowl of stew. And God forbid if it is seasoned with salt, let alone rosemary or fresh garlic or wine. Trust me, I have come this close to the point of no return. I confess even to deep judgment. And with an attempt to not narrow life to flavorlessness, we are bringing back the Roman binge and purge as an answer. This sort of idea that we just live in a way where we don't worry about anybody else and we just have a good time. And those of us who feel sensitive to this are afraid we are doing this when we banquet together. But don't fall for this lie. I cannot stress this enough. Now is not the time to stop making beautiful musical instruments smelling of rosewood. Now is not the time to stop the wedding feast. Now is not the time to keep people from their paints and their canvas. Now is not the time to think the bards are just fat to trim. Don't let your deepest self be tricked. In this turning age, it would appear like spirituality to forsake the boats we've been asked to build and send into the future. Stories, architectural expressions, songs, novels, paintings, sculptures, sacred translations, sacred travel, poems, regenerative wisdom, illuminated manuscripts, abundance, gardens, dance, fire gatherings, feasts, laughter, meditation. It would seem like wisdom to forsake these things now, to the point where there will be those who will mock or misunderstand the coracles I have begun to build, including a new foundation that has been birthed through me. What I have come to learn is that it is possible and especially necessary to bring our heart's callings through, yes, through the heart-wrenching turbulence, to remain aligned and open to what boats are ours to build and send to our descendants, to hold a fidelity to what we have dreamed as an offering to this planet that dared to open to conscious incarnation, to detect and alchemize any and all attempts to be pulled into planting seeds for endless warmongering, to never leave our center as we ask for change. The Wellspring community is for women who are ready to move beyond their Western Christian doing training that long ago asked us to forsake our sensuality and our bodies, and long ago told us that frenetic action is the only just or practical way to be. This is a space to awaken stories, songs, rituals, and learn how to act as creative, aligned, incarnate forces in the world. To be a compassionate presence without exchanging what boats you are being invited to build, without treating your body as something to damage, with unceasing doing, with pent-up rage, coupled with guilt and cynicism. This is a space that can help you not to lose your center and still care, that can help you to open your body to creativity and still care. We are exploring taboo things here, like built-in judgments about women being fully resourced. Yes, I am going to finally talk about money. Like the conditioning we've received that all power is bad, even when we know the only way to restart the heart is with a defibrillator. Like how we've been conditioned to mistrust the invitation to tap into our inner magi at this moment because it will displease those we have been trained to please in our lives who live in one realm only, the dispirited, mental, rational realm. I called this space the Wellspring because of all the many times I've spent with literal well springs, because I want to emulate them as beings who can hold all of history but still offer a true quenching, a portal of the divine. This is alchemy at its finest. For this we need old stories, old wisdoms. Why? If for no other reason, so we can sense and be reminded how the ancestors built boats of their own and sent them forward in very turbulent times. Sometimes we need to look in places some of us have rejected as mere domination, like the mystical streams that flow through the church, what we've called the church. And sometimes we need to get comfortable with stories that precede our Christian ancestors. And for me, my calling is especially to spend time with those who have remembered him and her together. The time to show our appreciation to those drawn to translating papyrus hidden in old jars is upon us, to offer our living gratitude to those who hid them for us. Check in with your heart. Check in with its thrumming pulse. Check in with your pelvic bowl, your hips, your throat, your lips, your arms, your ankles, your eyes filled with the light of the world, with where you hinge and bend. Ahidaya means you can keep within and not be thrown off your center while producing beauty and care here. I will not make the trade-off we are being tempted to make. As I said, I came very close to thinking that this kind of trade-off was spirituality. I was blind and am beginning to see. Join me and other sisters at the Wellspring and begin to build your inner queendom, one sip of water at a time. Wellsprings are not floods. The sun was not intended to desertify the world. This is your sacred invitation to join me in this space. It is literally the foundational place I am offering my love and care to awaken one person at a time, to align, to awaken your magic, the myth that you carry in remembrance without the total forsaking of the rational, and to give you permission to be resourced and to dream, and especially to begin discerning what coracles you want to build and slip into the water for the future. Yes, you are allowed to alchemize your Western heritage. Yes, you are allowed to build the coracles that are asking to be built through your heart. Precious you does not need to go offline at this moment. That is the lie of our time, and I am inviting you to do what you are able to remain centered. The more who go offline, the more turbulence you will see. Join me at the Wellspring.